What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. My name is Christy, and today I'm recording my Tears of the Kingdom review by force. I didn't want to make this video. I'm going to start off by saying if you absolutely love this game and you don't want to hear any complaints at all, watch another video. I liked Breath of the Wild better. So, I'll jump right in. I am probably 60 hours into the game. Maybe more, I honestly don't know because I refuse to save and exit out of the game because they're trying to make me do the update that will get rid of the duplication hack. Yes, I did have to use that. I'm not ashamed. I was sick of dying a lot. So, moving on. I'm about 60 hours in, like I said, probably halfway, maybe halfway. I honestly don't know because I have been just kind of wandering around as I do in games, and I stumble into the story. I've unlocked I'm on the third power-up, the bird guy. So I have the bird, the cannonball, and the water guy. I can't think of names right now because I'm recording this kind of on the spot. I would have written them down, but I can't think of them right now, so just kind of bear with me. I know Link, I know Zelda, I know Ganon, so that's all I got for you for names. So yeah, I'm about halfway, I'd say. I definitely have a lot of the main story to do. I definitely have a lot of the underworld to discover, but I think I've done a pretty good amount, especially on land. I've unlocked all of the maps. I've unlocked all of the towers. I will say watching those tower animations every single time drives me nuts. It's a very long animation, but otherwise it's not bad. The graphics are really great. I love them. I honestly feel like they're pretty similar, if not same, as Breath of the Wild. If you can hear a squeaking, I don't know if you can pick it up, but if you can, that's our dog playing with a squeaky toy. But anyway, graphic-wise, I feel it's the same as Breath of the Wild, a little better. But honestly, I loved the graphics of Breath of the Wild anyway, so for me, they look amazing still. I absolutely love all of the puzzles. I know Zelda, primarily, it's a puzzle game, so it's hard at some points. I did have to look up a couple guides and get through a couple of the shrines. But, I love that. I love being challenged to have to figure something out. And I like that now that you have the fusion powers and, the building powers and stuff, you can kind of complete a shrine any way that you can think of. I know definitely there's some where I probably didn't do it the way they expected people to do it. And I just kind of built logs to go across things instead of the whole going all the way around. So I love that there's, all different ways that you can complete a shrine and it wouldn't make a difference. It's just however you can think of it. With that being said, I know engineering kind of is a big part of the game. And I felt so proud when I first built my cart with, a piece of wood and 4 tires. I thought that was amazing when I got it to move. And then I went on TikTok and saw all of the engineering people that everyone is creating with all things that they're doing with the carts and things that in general that people are building war machines and, all kinds of things. And man, I am far behind everyone else when it comes to building. I figured out how to kind of build a basic car and I love it and I'm incredibly proud of it. But that's another thing I love about the game is that there's so many different things you can be so creative and build. So that's a major step up from Breath of the Wild. One thing I absolutely hate that they got rid of from Breath of the Wild is the bombs. And because I absolutely use them all the time, especially so I can do super far distance throwing things, I used my bombs primarily a lot. So I'm kind of disappointed about that. I don't like having to hunt for bomb flowers, but it's still fun. I still like the different powers. I'm not a huge fan of the fusion for weapons, only because I feel like my weapons break down just so quick and easily, but they did in Breath of the Wild too, so it's pretty much the same concept. Overall, though, storyline-wise, I love the story. I love all of the new addition of characters, but also keeping the old characters and just kind of seeing how they aged and everything. And even with, like, the bird people, seeing the little girls that you helped with in Breath of the Wild, and now they're all, grown, not adult, but, grown. And it's just exciting to see how much time has passed and how everything around us changed. And I like getting to each place and having to solve. It's kind of, honestly, feels a little bit cheapy that you have to go to the same destinations. But I do kind of like also that they reuse the map because it feels familiar. Going to all the cities you've gone to before, it's a familiar, nice feeling. So I do like that. It's like a love-hate thing. One thing I am not a big fan of is that they kind of threw out a lot of key elements of Breath of the Wild. For example, the Guardians, the Beast Champions, and things like that. They just kind of seem to have gone. I know I did see some reviews on Reddit and things like that said that, or theories that said that they thought maybe it's the gloom and like Zelda dismantled things, but the champions beasts were mythical. They were like gods to a lot of these people, so I don't think that they would have been dismantled. Or I could take the explanation of like they went back to where they came from until they were needed again, but there was no explanation at all. They just were gone. So I'm not a big fan of that. And also the Guardians, there were tons of them all over Breath of the Wild, and there's not, I mean, if you go to the old lab up in, I can't think of the name again. I don't have names memorized right now. But if you go into one of the labs, Ancient Tech Lab, he has some pieces kind of laying around here and there of Guardians, but otherwise they're primarily gone. I'm not a big fan of that just because I had a love-hate with the Guardians. They killed me very quickly, but I also, once I got strong enough, loved going after them. So I kind of missed them being around or just having, even if Zelda had turned them good again, I know people say like the theory is the gloom had destroyed them, which does make a lot of sense as it does deteriorate the metal and everything, but it could have been explained. Something could have explained that. But yeah, I haven't finished the ending. I haven't finished the story, so I'm not going to spoil anything for ending or anything like that. I do know the ending and everything as I have seen it already spoiled for me. But it's kind of a typical Legend of Zelda ending regardless, which I love. I'm a big fan of. So I hope that they keep making more, and I hope that you all like the game as much as I did. I love the game, and I also get sick of the game when I die a lot, so I would give it, I know Alex doesn't do scores, but I do. I would give it probably 7.5 out of 10. I would give Breath of the Wild more, but only because I think I have a higher love for it. But yeah, so that's all I got for you. Thanks for watching. Remember to hit the subscribe and like button if you want me to do more of these. You can say it in the comment. I may or may not. I don't play a lot of the games that come out, so we'll see. Follow Twitter, follow the second, third channels.
Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you all on the next one.